Hey everyone, Miss Young here. We're going to do another one of our spreadsheet tasks. This one is going to help us calculate the GST. Let's get cracking. So we have our Google Sheets spreadsheet here. You can see there I have labeled it GST Calculator, and I've just popped in here worksheet to calculate GST, just so we know what we're doing. In row 4, we're going to pop some headings just like the flat rate loan worksheet, but this time our heading is going to be slightly different. We're going to start with the item, because this is GST, it's on goods and services, so we're going to look at item. We're going to have a pre-tax price. All right, so that's before GST is added. We're going to have a GST column, so that's going to calculate our GST, and then the total price. So this will be our post-tax price. Now you can see there that those headings are a little bit on the boring side. So let's just make some adjustments. I'm just going to highlight those cells. I'm going to make them bold. And then over here, I'm actually going to center them so they look like they're actually headings. In the item, I'm going to list a few things. So I'm going to list the basketball, if I spell it correctly. I'm going to list a cricket bat, because obviously I'm going to list a cricket bat. Some dumbbells, not because I actually use them or anything, but because they're a useful tool when you're in sport. Let's go for some football boots. I'm sure most of you have all bought football boots at some point in time. Hockey stick. And let's go for a tennis racket. And let's chuck in one more item. What can we chuck in there? Oh, that's a tough one. Let's add in one more item. Let's go for a. Ooh. No, that'll do. That'll do us. I think that'll do us. Basketballs. We're going to go for a not so expensive one, around price of, let's say it's $50. Okay. The cricket bat. Oh, we want a good, pretty decent cricket bat. So I'm going to spend $270 on my cricket bat. The dumbbells, they're not overly expensive, so they're going to be $50 as well. Perhaps if I actually make them $50. The football boots, we want some decent football boots, so they're going to be $120. The hockey stick, I'm not really sure how much hockey sticks cost. So I'm just going to have a guess here at $160. And tennis rackets, well, let's make them $150. Okay, so that tennis racket. So then we've got a good list of things. Excuse me, and some pre-tax prices. And nice easy ones to work with too, so that we can see what's actually happening. Now in the GST column, we're going to start with a formula. So up here in C5, we're going to add our formula. And how do we add the formula again? That's right, we chuck in an equal sign, telling the spreadsheet, hey, we want you to do something. We're going to use the pre-tax price column, so that's B5. And we're going to use our little star, the asterisk, so Shift 8. And we want to know the GST. So GST in Australia is 10%. So we're going to make it 10%. The other thing you can do is use the decimal version, which is 0.1, which is what we're going to use today. I'm going to hit enter because I want to know how much GST will be part of that post-tax price. And in this case, $5, because it's 10% of 50. So that should make quite a bit of sense to you. In the total price, we need to go the actual total price. So we're going to add GST to pre-tax price. Again, start with the equal sign. Hey, spreadsheet, I want you to do something for me. I'm going to click on B5 again, get that cell highlighted, B5. This time I'm going to add that to the GST column and hit enter. So that's plus in the middle there, so it's equals B5 plus C5. hit enter, and you can see there that basketball at the cash register will cost $55. Now, if you watched that flat rate loan video, you'll know that if I highlight that cell, I bring up that little square, hover over it to bring the cross, left click and hold all the way down to the bottom, let it go, and it will tell me the GST for all of them. It will fill in the formula for each of those cells. We can do that with the other one as well. Find the little box, hover over till you get the cross, left click and hold all the way down. So you can see there the cricket bat becomes pretty expensive, as does the hockey stick. My tennis racket's pretty expensive. My football boots are pretty expensive. The dumbbell and the basketball, not quite as bad. Now what we can do is we can play around with this as well. So say we want a better tennis racket. I'm not going to spend $150 on my tennis racket. I'm actually going to spend $180. And this tells us we have done our formula correctly because it changes the value of the GST. Now say I want to change the price of my dumbbells. All right, here we go. The dumbbells I'm going to get are now going to be $65.75. Does it again. Well, it actually rounded off that price, so we can actually fix that. We can fix that up in this column here. We can highlight the whole column by clicking up here in the B, and in here we can change the decimal places. So we can format it as currency. If I click on that, it gives everything 2 decimal places and gives us the different bits and pieces. Now have a play around with your spreadsheet here. You can add in some items that you might have. You can use some food items, so it could be a cheeseburger, and that cheeseburger might cost, I don't know, let's say it's just $2.50 up at McDonald's or wherever you might be. You can see here I've added in that row, but I didn't bring down that yet, so I can just click one above, bring that one down, do the same thing here, and it says now that cheeseburger is $2.75. Here's another way we can do it. Let's say I don't want that cheeseburger anymore. Now I want a Big Mac. Big Macs are a little bit more expensive. They're going to be $5.50. Look, I'm just guessing with these prices. I don't actually know how much these things cost because I don't go up there very often. So what we can actually do, instead of doing each one individually, we can just highlight both, drag both down, and ta-da, there we have it. Have a play around with your spreadsheet, drag those formulas down as much as you need. You can change those pre-tax prices, and we should be able to go. All right, so that is essentially the video. Hopefully you have found that to be informative. Again, just like the flat rate loan video, if you've had a play and it's not working, just leave a comment down below and we will try to see where you have potentially made an error. All right, have a good day.